What's good, YouTube? Chris from Team Innovation here, bringing you guys another DN Duel series today. Start out by saying today is going to be a special DN Duel series because I've been taking a long time to bring you guys one, so I wanted to bring you guys a good special one, if that makes sense. So today we're going to be going up against the big three, the meta, this new age meta right now. Starting off, going against Burning Abyss first, Nekroz second, and today's boss battle will be against Qliphort. So starting off, Burning Abyss player. He started off pretty strong. Dante set 2 back row pass. He did mill to 3. Didn't hit 3. Fortunate for me, he didn't go tour guide Dante because I probably would have been in a bad position. But he did mill off the one guy that searches. I believe his name is Scarm. So you guys can see my hand is not that optimal. I was debating the first turn Dark Law, but I thought about it. And I'm like, even if I do make Dark Law, it'd just be a stalemate because Dark Law can't get over that 2,500 defense that Dante has. So I'm like, I'll just go Koga to run over Dante and set back row and then make Dark Law. And because my plan was to make just Koga and then Dark Law on the final turn, he tried to go bottomless alias, and I thought about it. I'm like, do I really want to go Koga right now? Because I could have went Bubble Man into Acid, but I'm like, I'll just go Koga, making bottomless trap hole fizzle out, run over Dante. He gets Dante's effect to add a card back to his hand, and I do have the Book of Moon. Sorry guys, a little tired. As you guys have been on my personal Facebook fan page, I went to the Wing Fest today, and man, I had some good wings, and I'm kind of like fooded out right now. It's all kind of wings: barbecue wings, buffalo wings, spicy wings, ghost pepper wings. The list can go on. So yeah, enough of wings right now. Back to the duel video. So he goes for the tour guide. Of course, he was thirsty to try to go into another Dante because he had Farfo, and Farfo was in a band for my Koga. But I'm like, fuck you, Farfo, Book of Moon you, because I did not want him getting that off. And as you guys can see, I bluffed him with 4 back row, and I'm gonna have 2 rotas, and I ripped the Shadow Mist was really good, so I don't have to waste a rota to grab me another Shadow Mist. It's keeping me with my 2 more bluff back row. So I'm not going to go for Shadow Mist play into making Dark Line. That's going to put me in a pretty much good position. Now, I was kind of scared of his back row. Didn't know what he was running. A lot of people on the Dueling Network like to run their Torrential Tributes. Fortunately for me, he wasn't running Torrential Tribute. So at this point in time, I'm thinking since it's probably a Wing Blast, I'm not going to get Wing Blasted, but if it was a Wing Blast, I would have got Wing Blasted already. So I'm assuming it probably was that terrible Burning Abyss ritual spell that people run without the ritual monster, which I think is retarded. And this is what's going based off pure assumption, and that was just pure assumption. And apparently it was a MST, and I'm a bad player because I recorded this duel earlier and I forgot that fast. God dang it, that's what I get for getting old. My memory is going away. I'm not even that old, I'm just talking shit. So anyway, as you guys can see, my field is in a good position. Koga and Dark Law is pretty much GG, no re against him. He goes for the tour guide play, and this is how you know he's a true Yu-Gi-Oh player, because he is not going to read my Koga's effect, and he's going to try to make a Leviathan Dragon to run over Dark Law. And I'm like, nah nigga, Koga, activate spec, reducing your guy by 1900 with my alias in the graveyard, making Dark Law damage step, wrecking your Leviathan Dragon, and this duel will be GG, no re. Good games played on both ends, but he was a bad player because apparently he doesn't like to read cards, as 90% of us don't like to read cards. I can tell you guys, I lost a ton of duels in my past by not reading cards. Next up, we have our Nekroz matchup, and this game I open up pretty meh. I can't really self-explanatory. I'm going second, which is good, but against a back row heavy deck, this will be a pretty awful hand. But thanks for today's decks, the back row really don't mean squat. You're probably gonna run into a Compose or a Book of Moon. Like back row right now really don't mean nothing, which is why a lot of decks like Qliphort do good, because their back row is trip skill drain, trip vanity. So at this point, I know I'm playing against Nekroz, and he's just doing his fancy Nekroz stuff. Search. And you guys can pretty much tell how this duel is going to go from here. A ton of searching. So I'm just waiting for him to do his little combos, and he's just drawing cards, and I don't even know if he's playing the deck right at this point. He's doing a lot of good things, I know for a fact. So yeah, like when I played Nekroz back in the day, I didn't really test it too extensive. I mean, I tested it, and the deck was a skill-intensive deck. Like some people have said that Nekroz is autopilot. They are really sadly mistaken. Nekroz is not autopilot. It's one of the most skillful decks in the game right now. Just as skillful as Heroes, in my personal opinion. And yes, Heroes is a good deck because a few people, specifically a few of you subscribers of mine, think Heroes is bad. Which, that's cool. You guys are all entitled to your own opinions. I just think Heroes is definitely a sleeper deck because, as I told my subscriber, one of my subscribers in one of my videos in the comment section, the deck is not idiot proof for any means. You have to do a ton of thinking in Heroes. So as you guys can see, I'm just gonna go for strictly the Hero Lives play with the alias, run over his that one guy with the 2300 tag, set 3. I got Mirror Force, Dark Law. Don't really get no better than that. I'm sitting at 4,000 life points, by the way, so this duel could have went either way, and he went for the Trishula play, really kind of screwing me over. At this point, I'm like, crap, Trishula. I'm kind of really scared because Trishula, honestly, I'm gonna say right now, if I wasn't sitting on Mirror Force, I would be in a really bad position. Trishula put him ahead that much, but he had to get rid of Dark Claw because that was honestly the better play. Like when you bring out cards like Trishula, you don't always want to wipe out back row unless you have an MST in your hand because you don't really know what they're playing. And he's probably figured like, okay, I'm playing his Heroes. Heroes bluff a lot because Heroes do bluff a lot, which is why he chose to get rid of Dark Law rather than back row. So this is going to make his big attack like it's sweet, and he got that ass Mirror Force. Pretty sweet. And he's going to banish 2 out the graveyard to do another search. I thought he was going to go for a Ritual Summon, but I don't think he had anything to Ritual Summon this turn. And he passed. And as you guys can see, this is going to be GG no Regs. I have the Mirror Confusion set, so I'm just going to search out a warrior type monster to special summon and just overlay to Excalibur and make a Shining, I believe. Shining or Ab-Zero, either way. Speaking of Shining, I don't really know how I feel about him anymore. As you guys that know who I've seen my update video, I took out the DN. I mean, I'm past the whole Hyper Combo Finish thing. Even though Hyper Combo Finish is a pretty good thing to do, I'm trying to go for more consistency now because I do have YCS coming up, so time to stop letting leave the fun stuff alone for now and actually get more serious. And Shining is like most of the time when I can bring out Shining, it's like I'd rather just go into Ab-Zero. So I'm thinking for the YCS I might up my deck to 2 Ab-Zeros and no Shining. But I don't know, Shining can help a lot. Like Shining would be a lot better if Stratos was thing, definitely. Then again, if Stratos was thing, I wouldn't be running Alias, I would be running Kamikaze instead of Shining. So I go for the first turn Dark Law. If you guys see, I open up my main deck Shared Right, and at this point I didn't know I was playing against Qliphort. I just had the Mass Change and the Shared Right set, so I'm like, okay, if I play against Nekroz, I'm good. And for this long period of time, he was saying he was thinking, and I remember since this duel is sped up, literally like sped up, it's like maybe a minute of him thinking. Real time, it was like 4 minutes. I'm like, come on, dude, what do you got to think about? It's Dark Law with some back row. You know I have a Mass Change. There's not really too much to think about. So he goes that one guy, Equip Sacrifice. I think he's gonna force the Dark Law play, yeah. And I go obviously Mass Change. I don't know why I don't see why people just try to force the Dark Law play. Maybe they want to get Dark Law out before they can just compose. But I don't know. Like, I guess they figured I'm gonna activate it anyway, so why not just get it out the way for they could hopefully main phase 2 Urgeki. And at this point, I have a pretty solid hand. I have the Bubble Man and the Mass Shard, so I can wipe out back row with Acid. So I'm just gonna go for the Goblinberg play, and he does have the advantage, and he chained Compose. So this was putting me in a bad position. Like, fuck, cannot do anything against that. So all I can really do is like, screw it, just pass and see what happens. I'm like, if I honestly, and he had the Scout, so I'm chaining Shared Right to the Scout to draw a card. So I'm like, honestly, if I don't rip an MST, I'm just gonna lose, because he got the whole Qliphort set up with the Scout and the Sacrifice and the Vanities, and I'm in a really bad position. So luckily, Shared Right allowed me +1, and I ripped the MST like a boss. I'm about to fuck some shit up, and I hit it in Mirror Force once again like a boss. So at this point, I'm like, yep, I'm in a really good position. So I'm gonna go for Hero Lives, pay that half of that life points, bring out Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist grab that mass change. I did a quick little thinking, went into Dark Law again, and stuff's about to get real now because I have Mass Charge. Mass Charge is one of the best cards to use ever, guys. A lot of people sleep, a lot of hero decks sleep on Mass Charge because it's just so good. Like recycling Mass Chain, and the mass monsters are so good. It's ridiculous. So good. So I'm gonna go for the Mass Charge again, wiping out his Scout, Sacrifice, all that stuff is getting banished, and he tweaked for a minute, so I had to tell him, hey bro, everything got banished. It's not going to the graveyard, it's going to the banish zone. And he's like, okay, cool. So at this point, and all his monsters lost 300 attack points because of acid, so I'm just gonna wipe his field, and pretty much he's in a losing position now because I wiped all his back row, I cleared his field, his whole field got banished, and there's nothing pretty much he can do. So as you guys can see, he's gonna scoop it up after this. So I want to say I hope you guys enjoyed today's duel. Sorry for not bringing you one in a long time. It just takes forever to do these videos, and of course I do these videos to help you guys become better players. So Christmas Innovation signing out. Peace.